Good evening. Welcome to Grandma's Attic Music Review. It's a joy to be with you. It's wonderful to be able to broadcast during the holiday season. We've just done Christmas and we're coming up on New Year's, and I'm so excited for 2020. We have all kinds of music already lined up for next year, and you will be so entertained in the year 2020. I can't even tell you. So anyway, that's in time to come. Let's talk about what's going on tonight. So I have a friend in the house with me that I've known for quite a few years now, and we were just discussing where we met and how we met. It had to have been through music. We're not sure. I know I've had him on the radio with me because that's what he does. So wherever we met, it doesn't matter. It's all about the music. He's good. He's entertaining. He does mostly original. I think he's going to do all original tonight. If he does a cover, we'll let you know. But sit back and enjoy. Please welcome, all the way from Vermont, Mr. Bill Brink.
Thank you. I sat down for a round or two just to get a better view. Gonna forget all the things you said, most of that don't make sense. I hung around and I played the fool. It's a game you're gonna lose. 1 foot striped already, here comes the other shoe. Now the clock on the wall says quarter past. Better drink this one fast. You always hurt the one you love, even if it's just by chance. Now before I finish this brew, I'll end a little rendezvous. 1 foot striped already, here comes the other shoe. My when to say goodbye, not a tear to be shed. Tip my hat, I'll close the door, Lord knows where I'll be led. Gonna hitch a ride on a fast freight train, Lord, I ain't gonna sing the blues. 1 foot striped already, here comes the other shoe. I sat down for a round or two just to get a better view. Gonna forget all the things you said, most of that don't make sense. I hung around and I played the fool, it's a game you're gonna lose. 1 foot striped already, here goes the other shoe. 1 foot striped already, here goes the other shoe. 1 foot striped already, here goes the other shoe. Kindly, this is one I wrote about many moons ago. Here's another one I wrote many moons ago. It's an anti-drinking song called One Is Too Much. I'm headed out on a Saturday night, knowing full well, mama, that it's safer inside. My mind is restless, and you know that it's a ball. I'm gonna grab my hat, Lord, head on down the road. Another one is too much, much is never enough. Hey bartender, won't you pour me another shot of that stuff? Well, I'm chasing a bus too, spilling on my bed. Don't care where my rider went, you know she up disappeared. Let's have us another mama, Lord, this round's on me. I'm gonna drink till we're blind as can be. Another one is too much is never enough. Hey bartender, won't you pour me another shot of that stuff? Now you're over there, and I'm still over here. Before it gets too late, no baby, could I buy you a beer? I have been wondering and thinking about you, just wondering now what you and I could do. No one is too much is never enough. Hey bartender, won't you pour me another shot of that stuff? Well, I'm headed out on a Saturday night, knowing full well, mama, that it's safer inside. But my mind is restless, you know that feeds a boy. I'm gonna grab my hat, Lord, head on down. Grab my hat, Lord, head on down. Grab my hat, Lord, head on down the road. Thank you. Slow things down, I guess, and hope I remember how to use this thing. It's a love song about a guitar called Like I Do. Everybody's got somebody that they love. Everybody's got this special angel above. You're that angel, love from above. Never thought these sailor seas us could get this wrong. You're hearing rumors, baby, I'll tell you that they're true. Nobody's gonna love you like I do. Found your note up on my shelf. Tears welled in my eyes, I thought only of myself. That's when you stated no ring from me. Said that you would not stay if we weren't together. You're hearing rumors, baby, I'll tell you that they're true. Nobody's gonna love you like I do. Nobody's gonna love you like I do. I've seen you walking around with someone new. I've had to shade my eyes just to keep from seeing you. Does it bring you roses? You're feeling blue. Does it say those magic words? Darling, I love you. You're hearing rumors, baby, I'll tell you that they're true. Nobody's gonna love you like I do. Nobody's gonna hold you. Nobody's gonna know you. Nobody's gonna love you like I do. Thank you very much. Here's a song I wrote for Grand Junction many moons ago. It's called Dance Away Your Blues. You'll never guess how you made me feel. My heart is sore, but my love is real. See you smiling in a brand new way. Made me so happy, so why don't you stay? 'Cause there's a party just down the street. Everyone there wants to meet you. Come on, baby, shuffle your feet. Dance away your blues. Dance away your blues. Dance away your blues. We seen each other just a couple of nights. Last time you saw me, girl, I bet you cried. Now those tears are in our past. Let's make a toast for a love that lasts. 'Cause there's a party just down the street. Everyone there wants to meet you. Come on, baby, shuffle your feet. Dance away your blues. Dance away your blues. Dance away your blues. Hope you see what you mean to me. 'Cause your love is what I need. Wanna be with you, girl, night and day. You made me so happy, so why don't you stay? 'Cause there's a party just down the street. Everyone there wants to meet you. Come on, baby, shuffle your feet. Dance away your blues. Dance away your blues. Dance away your blues. There's a party just down the street. Everyone there wants to meet you. Come on, baby, shuffle your feet. Dance away your blues. Dance away your blues. Dance away your blues. Thank you kindly. Here's a relatively new one. It's called Woman from Walpole. I am a woman from Walpole. My name you will soon come to know. What happened to me is important to see. It was covered up by the police. 2010, Trekkie burst in, sporting a lustful grin. Tried to say no, but he was out. Still feel his hands on my throat. Walpole PD arrived on the scene, took away one of their own. Definite suspension was all that he got. Positive test for cocaine. So a deal was made, the chief out of lake to sweep the whole thing away. Now Trekkie runs free in a cocaine-filled rage. Woman, you should be afraid. 'Cause I am a woman from Walpole. My name you do not need to know. What happened to me is important to see. It's covered up by the police. What happened to me is important to see. It's covered up by the police. Thank you. Follow that up with something a little bit more upbeat. Got a brother, baby, baby, got a man back mine too. Got a brother, baby, baby, got a man back mine too. Fuck you guys so that I can keep up with you. It's about sunny day, sun shining on my face. When the moon comes up, we can cruise over to my place. When the sun comes back on, it'll be a brand new day. Got a roll, baby, baby, got a man back, a mama too. I got a roll, baby, baby, got a man back, a mama too. It's fun when you drive so that I can keep up with you. I'm sitting by the seashore dreaming my days away. Think about a woman, all the things that you had to say. Like you ain't doing nothing, you're just dreaming your days away. Got a roll, baby, baby, got a man back, a mama too. Got a roll, baby, baby, got a man back, a mama too. It's fun for you to drive so that I can keep up with you. I'm sitting by the seashore dreaming my days away. Think about a woman, all the things that you had to say. Like you ain't doing nothing, you're just dreaming your days away. Got a roll, baby, baby, got a man back, mama. Roll, baby, baby, man back, mama. Got a roll, baby, baby, man back, mama too. Well, be a drive so that I can keep up with you. Thank you. I'd actually forgotten that I wrote this song until about a couple minutes ago. This is an actual 2 weeks notice. It's called 2 Weeks. Well, Pete, I tried to give 2 weeks, but I could not hang on that long. As soon as I walked in, Lord, you think I was living sin. We both said change around your song. Now I've always tried to do everything that you've asked me to, but the way Nick's been, Lord, I just can't win. If he can get 2 people for the price of one, he's gonna have himself one burnout son. But me, I'm already gone. Well, I ain't gonna let no one talk down to me. I've got this thing called self-esteem, and I may not be rich in a monetary sort of way, but I've got a kazoo I ain't afraid to play. But in this note, I've said all I can say, and I ain't gonna be treated this old way. Oh, P.S. Would you kindly send me my check so I can pay for the phone? Lots of rent. One more time. P.S. Would you kindly send me my check so I can pay for the phone? Lights in the range. Thank you. Here's a Christmas song I wrote for Grand Junction called Greatest Gift. 20 years of service to his company. Always on time, never late, never one sick day. Until one day he is told home he'll have to stay. But Billy wants a bicycle, Susie wants a dog, Mommy wants some pretty things, but Daddy wants a job. 4 years of college, finest in the land. Never thought he'd come to this, having hat in hand. Now just to find some work would be oh so grand. 'Cause Billy wants a bicycle, Susie wants a dog, Mommy wants some pretty things, but Daddy wants a job. As he enters his home, he's greeted by his wife. Children ask, now Daddy, can I sit with you a while? Just like Christmas magic, tears turn to a smile. 'Cause Billy doesn't need a bicycle, Susie doesn't need a dog. As long as we've got each other, that's the greatest gift of all. As long as we've got each other, that's the greatest gift of all. Thank you. Go on to another Grand Junction song. It's called Those Days Are Through. days you're footloose, fancy free. Other days you'll be on your knees. Remember times I was younger than you, but I'm older now. Those days are through. Take your youth, spend it wise. It's the only one you'll have now for the rest of your life. One day you'll wake up and be out of school, find yourself changing far too soon. Well, I'm afraid times you'll change. So many things you'll give up on the way. I was young, give you moon, stars and song. I never thought of the struggle I'd have. Put a roof on my head, clothes on my heart. Worked all day for to earn my wage. I worked long enough, I have some to say. Well, I'm afraid times have changed. So many things I've given up on the way. Stars and song. Some days you're footloose, fancy free. Other days you'll be on your knees. Remember times I was younger than you, but I'm older now. These days are through. I'm older now. Those days are through. But I'm older now. Those days are through. Thank you.
So, Bill, why don't you play one more song for us and then come talk to me?
Okay.
How's that
good.
sound?
I think I'll do just that.
Nice.
All right. Working out here, baby, old North Memphis ain't just past the Grand Road. I'm working all day into the night. I ain't telling no lie. But now boss says he wants all the workers a team. Let's go out and blow out just a little steam. Say we drink a little back and just things all night. We drink the whole bottle. Well, my neighbor Loach called me up. She lives right downstairs. She says, hey there, Billy. What's that you picking up there? I said, let's go out, baby, you and me. We'll go out and blow out just a little steam. Say we'll drink a little back and just things all night. We'll drink the whole bottle. And we did. Had us a real nice time. Well, I went into work the very next day. My boss says to me, you could about as tired and run down ragged as a man could be. I said, boss, you said you wanted us all the workers a team. So I went out and blowed out just a little steam. Said drank a little vodka, just things all night. I drank the whole bottle. He was thoroughly unimpressed. Wouldn't even give me a raise. So So if you're working both night and day just to make a fair wage, do yourself this one big favor. Listen to my plea. If your boss wants you all to work as a team, take yourself on out, blow up just a little, save some drink, a little vodka, do some things y'all not do. But don't drink the whole bottle. Take it from one who knows. Thank you.
So while Bill is getting over here and getting mic'd up, let me just remind you of a few things that are going on. The Hygienic Art annual Hygienic Salon d'Independance is coming up at the end of January, and if you want to get a piece of art into that, you need to get there early and hang it, and keep it on your calendar. That goes on for like 3 weeks, and it's the midwinter highlight of the season, so remember that, and that is coming up. New Year's is this week, so 2020 is upon us. Let's make it the best year ever. Check on your neighbors. We're going to talk more about that at the end of this interview, okay? All right. Hi, Bill.
Hello.
Welcome to the attic.
Oh, thank you. It's good to be here.
It's good to have you here. Thank you for driving all the way down from Vermont. I thought that you were here for the holidays.
Well, I heard the call, and I was like, well, you know, Dot needs me.
I like that. I like that attitude. It seems to be an attitude from a lot of musicians nowadays, and I like that a lot. Let's talk a little bit about your music. When did you actually start playing music?
Oh, golly gee, it was back in the 90s. You know,
That's really not that long ago, you know.
Well, 92,
Okay.
I started playing out. So, and then I joined the troupe Grand Junction and started playing with them, and it's been a roller coaster ever since.
Right. Did you have any musical training as a child?
Not really. I took guitar lessons, but that was pretty much it.
Were your parents musical?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Wow.
I'm the anomaly.
Well, that's okay.
Abnormally.
That's okay. Who are some of your musical who are some of your musical influences, and what makes you play the way you play? Because of who?
Dan Hicks.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a big one. I've stolen some riffs from Gordon Lightfoot. Neil Young's made his way in there. Along with Grateful Dead, and there's a slew of singer-songwriters from the 50s and
Absolutely.
Country honky-tonk folk.
Nice. Yeah, but that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
So you're obviously a prolific songwriter. What makes you sit down and write a song?
Boredom.
Boredom,
Yeah,
really?
it's like
well, that's
boredom,
the first.
and okay, this really doesn't look right. I'm going to do something about it, and the only power I really have is to write a song about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's the first time any musician ever has said that that's why they write music. Ever. I mean, I ask that question a lot,
Yeah.
right? And you're the first one that writes songs out of boredom. Now, do you write a song first? Do you write the lyrics first, or do you write the music first?
Most of the time what happens is I'll come up with some sort of line that rhymes.
Okay.
And then, kind of work that around, work stuff on this side, okay, and then we'll work stuff on this side, and, hopefully it all kind of flows together and, in a syllable manner.
Okay, do you sit down and write a song in one sitting, or does it take time to write a song?
Well, the song I played, Woman from Walpole, was written entirely in my head.
Nice.
As a poem. And I was like, okay, I'll just do it as a recitation. And I was like, well, this works a little too well. So, I'm gonna, and I don't go to a lot of poetry, events. So I was like, well, if I want it to be heard, I got to sing it. So
Make it into a
I got to
song.
come up with some chords here.
So I think that your songwriting is a lot of fun, and it deals with real life issues. How does your music come across at open mics up in Vermont?
Oh, very well. Very well,
They
yeah.
love your songwriting style, don't they?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's fun.
The other day I had people up and dancing, at a show I did in Quechee, Vermont. Yeah, that was unexpected.
What are some of the things that you're doing musically up in Vermont?
Well, I've got a coffee house concert series that I run at the Unitarian Church in Springfield, Vermont.
Oh, nice.
In the wintertime. And that runs from, I think, November out to May.
Really?
Yeah.
Is
And
that a
so
weekly thing or a
it's
monthly
a monthly free will offering coffee house
thing?
series.
Nice.
And so, yeah, we've had people from, actually come all the way up from Nashville. My friend Tom Gent, and he's coming back. He moved up to New York, so he's actually coming over from New York to play in May.
Well, I bet there's some musicians from Connecticut that would love to come play that.
Oh, absolutely.
That
Yeah,
would be fun, right?
Absolutely.
Maybe I'll just take a gander up there. I
Yeah.
haven't been to Vermont in, well, it's been a long time. I was probably 17 the last time I was in Vermont. I think I saw Arlo Guthrie in Vermont when I was 17.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Actually, he played in Brattleboro just
he
last
plays.
year.
He plays often. He's getting done. Ready to retire. He is. So
I better hurry up and see him again.
yeah, I've seen him a number of times.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're here to talk about you, not Mr. Guthrie.
Right?
Oh my gosh. So it's fun that you came all the way down here from Vermont. What made you leave us? You were here initially. I know that I met you here. I didn't meet you in Vermont, so I had to have
Right.
met you here. I'm almost positive that I met you in an open mic. I'm almost positive that that's where I met you. I can't remember that far back, but what made you leave us?
Well, I had a house in Vermont.
Oh, well,
So it was
that'll
either
work, right?
pay taxes and rent, or just pay the taxes. So,
Well,
you know,
there
it's a
you
financial thing. So, yeah, I moved up there and, you know, ended up playing music up there as well.
go. And it wasn't all easy, was it, Bill?
Oh, gosh, no. Gosh,
You've
no.
had some rough times.
Oh, yeah.
Did you find that those rough times helped you to write more music, or did you find that it put kind of a kibosh on your songwriting?
Well, it put a kibosh on it for a long time because I was just afraid to leave the house.
Well, and you
yeah.
were battling a disease that many of us face daily, and that's depression.
Yeah.
And you had to overcome that, and I think that you've done a wonderful job. What do you attribute your success to?
My girlfriend June.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, she's been a real big backbone for me.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's always wonderful when a human being assists to help another human being. That's what we're put here on earth for, is to do that. I think it's amazing, and I think that she's probably a saint.
Oddly
So,
enough, well, you know, she put up a post saying that the Chamber of Commerce in Ludlow was looking for someone to perform on a train, a foliage ride.
I think I remember you posting about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we met on the train. We met on a foliage ride. You know.
And that was
And-
the end of that.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
that was
yeah.
the beginning
that
of
was
that.
The beginning,
that
right,
was the
yeah.
beginning of that.
Yeah.
That's cool. Have you written her a love song yet?
I'm working on it. I'm
You-
working on it. You know, this is one of those things where you can't just, you know, scribble down and, on a piece of paper. You know, this is something that, you know, you have to think about. You know, and
Make sure
make
it's
sure you get it
special.
right. Make sure you get it right. You know, make sure
Absolutely.
the syllables all fall in line.
I understand, because if they don't, you are in trouble.
Yeah, especially if you record it.
Yeah.
You know, and then you got to live with it. You know.
So have you done any recording lately?
I've been doing some stuff with the Springfield Area Public Access with June.
Okay.
She and I have been recording the concert series
Mm-hmm.
that I started 7 years ago. And I've also been going into their studio doing the SAPA sessions.
Okay.
You know-
Now, what exactly is that?
You basically go into the studio and they'll record you.
And
know,
it doesn't
much-
matter who you are. You can just go in and
Exactly,
be whoever
just
you are and just do.
Walk
don't
right
have
in,
to be
sit
a
right
good-
down,
Maybe let your hair hang down.
and you got it.
You don't have to let people know that you're a good. You don't have to prove that you're a good musician or anything.
Just walk in and sit right down, and
Wow.
just give Jared a call and say I want to come in, and so get the monkey wrenches worked out of that board.
Well, let me tell you something. That's not how it works on this show. You have to be a good musician to get on this show. Let me just tell you.
Yeah.
You don't get on this show unless you have some musical talent, which I'd have to tell you you do. When you're playing for a crowd and you're doing all your originals, what do you think? How is their response to your original songs?
It's a lot better. People seem to be more responsive to original material than they are cover material.
Really?
Yeah, depending on the venue, of course. You know, we actually have a couple of listening rooms up in my area, and cover songs are frowned upon.
In listening rooms, they absolutely
Yeah,
are.
you know.
But if you're playing in clubs, it seems that that's what they want is covers.
Yeah, I mean, every once in a while I'll throw in an Eddie Money cover. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And, Grateful Dead cover. But for the most part, I stick to the originals, and the more upbeat you keep it, the more responsive I think the crowd will be, especially in, a bar environment.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
So one of the fascinating and interesting things about you is that you play a kazoo. Kazoos went out of style in the 60s. So what made you bring the kazoo back to your music, and why do you play it? And
Washboard Slim and the Blue Lights.
Washboard Slim and the Blue Lights. All
who
right.
I met down in New Haven, Connecticut, when Rob Callahan was doing his Greater New Haven Acoustic Music troupe, his series, and he'd have them in. And, they do dueling kazoos, they have the washboard going. It's like, that's cool. I want to do that. I want to be that when I grow up.
It's not hard to
And
play.
I'm still working on it.
The kazoo
growing
is
up.
not hard to play.
No, it's not hard to play at all.
There is a technique, because I've actually tried to play one myself, and I'm not real good at it. I think you have to be able to sing, or at least carry a tune.
Well, you just have, pitch your hum.
Right.
Different.
What makes you decide to put a kazoo into a song?
Because it's really hard to play rhythm guitar and lead guitar at the same time.
Okay, that makes sense. But are certain songs more adaptable to a kazoo?
Oh, sure. Yeah. A more upbeat, jug bandy type of song, that you want to add a bit of silliness to.
Absolutely.
'Cause that's the whole point of the kazoo, is silliness.
I agree with you. I agree with, yeah.
And the more silly you can be, the more people are going to turn around to the bar stools and say, what the? Is that what I think it is?
That makes it even more fun, right?
Exactly, yeah. If you can get a couple heads to turn, you're doing the right thing.
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. What do you like best about the music business? I'm not going to ask you what you don't like about it. Listen, we'll make a list this long. Forget about it. We're not going to bring any negativity onto this show. What do you like best about the music business?
The camaraderie. There's a certain camaraderie between. When I started coming back into the scene, I found more people, saying, hey, you got to go talk to so-and-so. I just gave him your name, and so you need to go talk to the manager of, this place. And another person say, oh, I just gave your name and number to, a couple of places over here. I'm like, I'm just coming back into the scene here,
Right.
So there's been a lot of support, almost like an unorganized musicians guild.
Oh, absolutely.
Not as organized as a union or anything like that, or
Right.
but just a supporting each other.
Right.
Do
you see that same kind of camaraderie happens in Vermont as here? Because I know that happens here. I know that happens here in especially New London County. Connecticut has a huge musicianship and a lot of interchanging and helping each other out. Do you find that same kind of camaraderie in
absolutely.
Vermont?
Yeah, absolutely.
More so or less so?
I'm in a small circle, so it's kind of like you know, we all support each. I think it's about the same. You know.
Really?
You know, because I've actually, you know, come down here and my friend Mark, you know, who I played with years ago down in Brantford, Mark Fornwald, you know, was like, oh, here, you know, you need to know this person, this person, this person, and you know.
Mark's booked to come on this show
Oh, okay, good.
in a couple of weeks.
Excellent.
Few weeks. He was funny. He was like, so what do I need to do to get on the show? And I was like, ask me. I know your music. You can come on my show. So we booked it. But yeah, he's pretty incredible, right?
Yeah, oh,
so
absolutely.
do you do any playing with him when you're down here?
Oh, yeah. Whenever I can get over to East Haddam, the La Vida open mic, I know I can connect with them there.
Right.
You know.
So I know that you're here in the neighborhood for the holidays. Last week was Christmas. Did you play anywhere last week?
Because I was so busy, because I'm actually playing over, you know, I'm doing the whole family thing, you know, coming down on the 23rd and then going back on the 26th, because on the 26th I had a show at Crown Point Country Club in Springfield.
Now, is June helping to book these shows,
Oh,
or
absolutely.
you do all your booking for yourself?
Yeah, she's doing a lot of help with the booking.
You better keep someone like that, you know.
Yeah, well, absolutely. If it weren't for her, I wouldn't have a music page.
Well, see that?
Yeah.
How cool is that?
You know, she keeps it all updated and, you know, says,
Nice.
oh, you know, you need to get in touch with this person.
So where can people find you on social media?
Bill Brink, Facebook.com, Bill Brink Music.
Bill Brink Music.
Yeah.
And do you have anything recorded that's up on any of the music sites?
Not as of yet.
Well,
I have a very old, antiquated Reverb Nation page, which I just dug up today to, you know, to relearn some of my originals.
so you do have some things up on Reverb Nation.
Oh, yeah, Bill Brink.
Well, people can still go there. I know
Yeah.
it's kind of antiquated, but people can still go there and find your music.
Yeah.
And
So yeah,
that's a good
it's
thing.
up there, and you know, I have some of the Grand Junction recordings up there as well.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So I actually, because they were all on cassettes, and
Right.
you know how cassettes get.
I do. How long did you play with Grand Junction?
We played with them for, I think we were together 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, it was quite a while.
Yeah.
It was quite a while. That may be where I met you to begin with. Would have
be.
been that long ago. But anyway, that's good stuff. So if somebody wanted to get you to be interested in writing a song for them, you're a songwriter, and sometimes people are interested in having a song written. Would they be able to find you on Facebook and talk to you about that kind of thing?
Oh, sure.
Is that something you'd be interested in doing?
Yeah, sure.
I think that you could do that. I think that that would be kind of profitable for you. That's just a little drop.
Okay.
Just a little
I'll
thought.
work on commission.
A little thought. Just a little thought that I thought you might want to hear and talk about. When you are out playing in clubs and you are not getting any attention, their backs are to you, what is your favorite trick to getting people to pay attention to you?
TV theme songs.
Really?
Yep.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. You don't
Like what?
The
Like which?
Jeffersons theme song.
Okay.
That gets people going every time. You know, they're
That's
like,
funny 'cause
yeah, fish don't
Welcome
fry."
Back, Kotter came to mind right away, and I'm like, I don't even know why. So yeah,
I used to play that one.
that's funny,
Yeah, that's
right?
one of those songs that I've been meaning to, you know, bring back. Because I play a lot of John Sebastian in my sets as well.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. So anyway, what happens when people come to the attic is we get talking and we get yapping about this and that, and what happens is we run out of time. So I thank you so much for making the road trip. I thank you for bringing your lovely lady with you. She's sunshine. She's a sunshine.
She
I
is.
like
She
her
is
very
indeed.
much. And so that's a joy. It's always a joy to meet new positive energy, lighthearted people. That's an awesome thing. But what I'd like to ask you is, do you think that you could take us out with a song?
Sure.
Okay, make sure you unhook.
Yep.
While he's unhooking and getting back over there, let me just talk to you a little bit about what happens in the winter. You know, it's cold. And if you have neighbors that have little children, it would be really nice of you to make sure those kids have socks and jackets. One of the things that kids go without more than anything is socks, believe it or not. So if you have neighbors with little children, check and make sure that they have something underneath those shoes. If those shoes have holes in them, well, you know how to help. Also, the Community Meal Center is always in need of donations. And the Homeless Hospitality Center in New London is looking for toiletries. Mostly women. Women need toiletries. It helps someone that's homeless to be able to take a shower and put on something that smells pretty. Any of those things, you can go to the dollar store, fill a basket, and drop it at the Homeless Hospitality Center. It's a wonderful thing. It's that time of year. Check on your elderly neighbors. Make sure that they have heat. Make sure that they have food. Do the next right thing. Let's make this community what it's all about, and that's each other. Love and each other. So Happy New Year, everybody. Until next week, God bless and have a really great week. Bye-bye.